Yeah, I was the guy that ran those donut shops. So I was in your shoes as a small business owner, and thank you all for coming out. I know how hard it is. I ran Fractured Prune donut shops, if you guys know what that is. I think some people are like, oh yeah, Fractured Prune, hot baked order. Yeah, those are great. But now I'm here trying to teach everyone how you can capitalize using digital, using the internet, right? And James talked about being found. Of course you want to be found. I'm here to talk to you about content. How do you present your content out there so you are able to be found? I think, back even 5 years ago, people would think about content and they simply would think about how their content looks on their website, or how do I put content on my website, and that's all they thought about. But nowadays, it's a little bit more complicated than that. It's not just your website anymore. It's how it looks on devices like this, right? It's more about the content of what people are saying about you. That's the reputation part of it. What's your reputation online? What are you saying on social media pages, right? It's all these different areas that Google takes all this stuff into consideration and determines whether or not they're going to serve you up in search. Let me first talk about reputation. This is very important. Do you know what your reputation is online? Some people do, some people don't. Really, it's those sites like Yelp, TripAdvisor, Google+, even Facebook. People can leave reviews about you. I like to tell stories, right? That's how I get my points across. I love to tell stories. So I'm going to tell you a story about a store owner I went and saw, and we went and claimed his Yelp page. So once your Yelp page is claimed, you can actually go there and look at reviews, see how many people saw your reviews, all that kind of good stuff. So this guy never looked at his Yelp page before. He had one review, and his review was a 1-star review. Not good. It was there for a couple years. It was a 2-year-old 1-star review. And man, I read this review, he got blown up. I mean, the people were not happy with his product, they weren't happy with his services. The guy's like, oh my God, whoa, that's crazy. I had no idea this was there. He never addressed it. But one of the things that we're able to tell is how many people viewed that review. So we looked at the number, and guess how many people viewed that review? Anyone guess? 77,000 people had looked at that review. This guy about fell out of his chair. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. So when the question comes up, do I know what my reputation is? Or better yet, I get the question all the time, well, what's the return on my investment for really caring about this kind of stuff? Well, what do you think his answer would be? 77,000 people saw that bad review. They simply might not use the service just based on that one review. What do you think his ROI would have been if he just got some good reviews to push that one down off the page? So we look at it with those 3 points up there. Monitoring, reputation monitoring is that first thing. What are people saying about you on these sites? The second one is reputation management. How are you dealing with these reviews? Are you replying to people who are saying bad things about you? Are you addressing these bad reviews to turn it into a positive, right? I mean, come on, we're all store owners out there. I got it all the time. People would say, your donuts aren't hot. I don't like your donuts. And if they said that on Yelp, I would address them. Oh, sorry to hear that. We do make hot, made-to-order donuts. Why don't we come in and get you another dozen? Okay? I've addressed it. And then the third one right there is reputation control. How do you get more good reviews? Right? As James said, we're looking at, Google looks at all this kind of information. So the more reviews you have out there, by that, Google's going to say, okay, obviously people are talking about this business. You're relevant. We want to make sure you get good reviews, though. When we talk about content, it's also the content that you're putting up on your website, that you're putting up on your social media pages. When we talk about content, we're not talking about just text anymore. We have an incredible opportunity these days to use video, to use photographs. Do you know that if you put a photograph on a social media page, Facebook for example, you put a photo up there, you get 120% more engagement than you would if you just put text up there. You put a photo gallery up there, multiple photos, you get 180% more engagement. When have you ever stopped clicking on that first photo? I got to find them all. Click, 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 click. That's how you get the engagement. So here's an example right here. Our eye doctor friend, Dr. Shapiro, he started a Facebook page. He said, you know what, I want to thank all my new Facebook fans. And I want to do that on my Facebook page. So instead of him just typing up a boring text, thank you, he decided to do a video. So he does a video, and he's a pretty engaging character. He has cool eye doctor stuff in the background. He does this great video. Comes off well, 1 minute video. And we actually ran a launch event just like this, and Dr. Shapiro happened to be in the audience, and people were saying, oh, hey, I saw your video, great video. They were giving him props on his video because it was very, very engaging. Pictures. Oh, let me tell you this. Dr. Shapiro did not need a professional to come in and film his 1 minute video. He had his office manager use one of these. Okay? So these days in time, this thing films really good stuff. Once you have great content, you're using video, you're using pictures, you need to distribute that content. And how do you distribute that content? Well, right here we have our social media big dog properties, Facebook and Twitter. Oh, look, YouTube's here. Now, why is YouTube important? Let me ask you this. Who owns YouTube? Anyone? Google. Someone say Google. Yes, correct. Google does own YouTube. And as James Clark said, what does Google love the most? Google. So de facto, I think Google's going to love YouTube. So imagine if you get some good videos up there, those are going to come up in Google searches. We're going to talk about email as well. But first I want to talk about social media. Why is it important to use social media? Well, it's important because everybody's using it. Oops, sorry. Social media, 1.3 billion people on Facebook. That's a lot of people. Let me tell you a story. My mom's 81 years old, okay? 81 years old. She calls me the other day, and this is what I hear on the phone. I answer the phone. Hello? Troy Parkins. And she does sound like that. That's good. She doesn't laugh like that. But I hear, Troy Parkins, you need to help me. I'm like, whoa. My mom's 81, right? So I'm, did you fall down? You can't get up. What's going on here? No, you need to, I need to get on this, the Twitters. I need to get on the Twitters, she says. What is she talking? Oh, Mom, you need to get on Twitter? What's that about? Turns out, she loves Fox News, okay? She loves this show called Fox and Friends. So she tells me, yeah, the Fox and Friends, they tell me I can follow them after they go offline. I follow them on the Twitters. So, my 81-year-old mom has a Twitter account, and she's following Fox and Friends. Oh, and she follows that guy too. I don't know why she follows you. Yeah. But anyway, people use it. People are using social media. So again, right, if my 81-year-old mom is on Twitter, people are using this stuff. I want to talk a little bit about email. This is something that people don't really think about. Merchants don't think about a great way to distribute your content or your message is using email. I hear from people all the time, oh, no one uses email anymore. Everyone's direct messaging. They're doing Snapchats. That's all they do. This young generation, they don't use email. But I'll tell you this. Those young people who graduate college, who are all Snapchatting and doing all this other stuff, if they don't have one already, what are they going to do when they enter the workforce? What are they going to create? An email address. I asked James Clark, he hires a lot of people. Would you, if you saw a resume and it had a Snapchat handle on it, would you contact that person?
Nope.
No, they put their email on that resume, right? People still open their emails. Now, there's interesting ways that you can use email. You can use it, collect your own email lists, right? You all do that. These are customers already that are interested in your product. They want to hear from you, right? Another way is email marketing. Maybe you buy a list. Maybe you buy an opt-in, double opted-in list, so these people actually want to hear about the topic that you're selling or the service that you're selling, right? So I love Major League Baseball. I opt into tons of Major League Baseball lists. I get bobblehead emails. I get swag on my San Francisco Giants, my world champion San Francisco Giants. I love it. Yeah, good man back there. I like receiving those emails.
And he buys all of it.
I do. I can't resist. But I want that. I've signed up for it. I'm interested in that topic, right? You send me a Hello Kitty email, I'm not buying anything from Hello Kitty. But I will buy San Francisco Giants swag. So I just want you to think about email as an interesting and powerful opportunity for you for your marketing. Now I'm going to turn it over to James to talk about some